trying to sort out issues where there are issues.
And you try and make their process as easy as possible.
We try and make it simpler so that they don't have to deal with the call center necessarily if they're struggling to understand, claim, or...
No one likes the call center.
No one likes to deal with call centers. Yeah, how's it, Ryan? Nice to see you today. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you called me. You wanted to meet up.
Yes.
You had a couple of questions that you wanted to ask.
I've had some recent life experience, which I just need to ask a few questions about.
Yeah.
A recent thing as well was with my parents' accident and everything, so
Okay.
I'll get into that now.
Okay.
But there's a few things I do have to actually ask about because I'm very interested. I heard that
Yeah.
you and your team work with Discovery Health and help with health claims.
Correct.
What does
Yes.
that entail?
Yes. I just want to ask you quickly, how did you hear about us? Just a matter of interest.
I heard it through a family friend
Okay.
and through a very good homie of mine called Eli.
Okay.
And he just told me everything about it. I'm 24 now, looking up into the scary world, and
Okay.
it's just kind of a lot of gray area in
Okay.
that regard. So I've just kind of came here to kind of fill in the blanks and just ask a few things about
For your parents?
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and thank you
Let's,
for having me here.
let's see if we can help them.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. We do work with Discovery Health, managing people's health claims,
Okay.
trying to sort out issues where there are issues. There's not always issues.
And you try and make their process as easy as possible.
Yes, we do. We try and make it simpler so that they don't have to deal with the call center necessarily if they're struggling to understand what's going on with their claim. Or
No one likes the call center.
no one likes to deal with call centers. You're just like a number on a screen, so that it
Literally.
loses the one-on-one touch.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes when you don't understand how the medical aid or your medical plan works, you don't understand the ICD-10 codes, you don't understand how to get the most out of your plan, especially when you've had, an illness
Yeah.
or accidental injuries. Many people don't even know what PMBs are, which are prescribed minimum benefits. It's a big name. Not many people actually understand how they work. So we help people.
It's a very scary thing to hear about, yeah.
No, it's just like we help people navigate that process so they don't have to deal with the call center.
Okay.
I mean, it's really quite simple.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for over 20 years. So
20 years?
yeah, I'm getting old now.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we've
wild.
been helping people for over 20 years.
Wow. That's a great tagline there. Just been helping people for 20 years is a huge
Yeah.
thing. That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really rad.
I think I started with Discovery in 2001. I think so.
That was the year I was born. So
Okay, well, there we go.
That's crazy.
Yes. I mean, we didn't get into managing health claims for at least 8-10 years after that. It's been predominantly the last 15 years. And how we got started was one of the doctors that at the practice where I go to knew that I worked with Discovery as an advisor for Discovery. And they had a client that had cancer and an elderly lady. And she had about 100,000 rand with the bills that were outstanding.
Wow.
So, yes.
Jeepers.
So he asked me, "Can you help her?" So I said, "Okay, yeah, I don't mind helping people. I mean, that's what we should be to help each other with the wisdom or the knowledge that we have." So we helped her, and I think we got Discovery paid out about 99,000 and something. So we sorted out all
Wow,
that.
that is really impressive. That's really
Again,
cool.
it was a problem with the ICD-10 codes. It doesn't happen as much nowadays.
ICD-10?
Yeah, those are just codes for procedures that, and if the code's wrong, the system says, well,
Oh, yeah.
can't be paid, type of thing. And if you don't understand it, all you get in is a number saying not authorized.
No, jeepers, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So that, I realized then that there's a great need for this kind of a service to help people that are having issues with their medical aid.
And I mean, it clearly is proving to be very effective as well, especially by helping people at all different age brackets as well. That's
So we help people with their claims.
Yeah.
Just to make everything easier and lighter so that while they're busy fighting an illness or fighting to recover, they don't have to worry so much about also managing their health claim and making sure all the bills get paid.
Yeah.
Or when they do recover and there's bills that are outstanding, we try and process those bills to get them paid. I mean, we don't get it right all the time, but we certainly help a lot.
Well, that actually helps me segue into my main question for
Yes.
today, which is about accidents and everything. My parents have unfortunately just went through a very tragic accident. 27 on the bus, 26 got out, very scary. And they're currently going through a lot of recovery at the moment, and they are having an absolute headache of an experience by trying to get as many medical claims as they can. They're on both Coastal Core, Coastal Core.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
They're both on Coastal Core plan, and it's really helped them with getting a lot of the bills, but they're getting really struggling with trying to get the claims back and everything, because it's kind of hard to physically do anything, and I'm trying to help where they can. So what would be an easier process to help just kind of eliminate the middleman? So they would essentially just come straight to you, and then...
Yeah, we are sort of like the middleman. So we run a brokerage, so we can take over the membership.
Okay.
We need to take over the membership to be able to help them. I mean, it's Discovery's not going to let us work on someone's medical aid unless we've taken over the membership to manage the plan for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways that your parents, I mean, an accidental injury is a part of a PMB, so maybe a lot of those kind of claims can be covered under the PMB benefit. If there's major injuries, they could look at upgrading their plan at the end of the year.
So my mom actually needs to get a potential brace on her neck
Yes.
because of the whole accident. So that kind of links to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, if there's surgery needed, remember Coastal Core, for example, only covers at medical aid rate. So if they're not on a gap cover, they're going to have to pay an extra if their surgeon's an anaesthetist, unless we can get that covered through as a PMB. But they can also upgrade their plan at the end of the year, which is what we do for a lot of clients that need the plan to be upgraded to have better cover for the condition that they're having. So that's everyone's different, and every scenario is different. So we just sit and look at it as a team, and we advise the people on how to move ahead.
That's good, because I was like starting to stress with them, because they are really under the stress with like getting cash, and because they're fine in terms of like money, but it's just a huge thing to be able to like financially support themselves, financially support me when I lived with them for a little bit, and then just to kind of get the claims back mixed with everything, and on top of the bills and the things, and they can't even imagine the kind of bill at the end of it. So they're just trying to eliminate as much, like, because they have to help my grandparents with like retirement funds and everything. So it's like they really want to make sure that they can try and get as much money back as they can to help not them themselves, but also the entire people they support, because they're quite the anchor of the family. With
well, that's
everything.
normal sometimes for parents to be anchors.
Yeah.
So look, thank God that nothing's too serious. I mean, it could have been a lot worse than it is, and we can certainly help them. And I mean, I think one of the obvious things is, what do we charge for the service?
Yes, that was my next question as well.
And we're very expensive. No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
No, we don't charge anything.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything, or it doesn't cost your parents, or it doesn't cost anybody
peanuts.
anything on any of the plans. Their premium stays exactly the same.
Okay.
So whether we're advising them, or whether we're the advisor or not the advisor, it's not going to make a difference to their premium.
So it's quite a smooth transition of things. Okay, cool. Yeah, because that's what they worry, because they don't want to necessarily like fill out forms and go through the whole process, and the entire time they can go get claims.
No, we handle everything.
Brilliant. That is really comforting. I think they'll be very happy.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time, so it's
you know your stuff.
We know our stuff. It's like it's like taking your car to the mechanic. You would hope the mechanic knows how to work on the engine.
Yeah,
so,
pray for that,
Yes, pray for that.
And hope they don't come back with more issues. Yeah.
So that's what we do at managing Discovery Health claims.
Okay.
It's for people that are struggling. Also, if people are unsure what plan they should be on, or thinking of upgrading their plan, we can also give them advice on that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what we do. It's our core business.
Yeah.
So,
and they'll have their benefits for everything. No, I'll definitely relay all this information to my parents, because they definitely need to hear this. It's actually crazy.
Well, thank you for coming, Ryan. It's we can definitely help your parents. They can just get hold of us. We'll email them the form. We can take over their plan. It's not going to cost them anything, like I told you.
Brilliant. Okay. Cool.
It's not complicated for us. I mean, we do it and we know it pretty well.
Okay, that does give a lot of comfort for me and my family. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. I'll definitely pass on the details and everything. I'll make sure they also come do something similar with this as well, because I feel like they need to talk to you as well.
Lovely. Lovely, Ryan. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Nice to meet you. Thank you.